tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about a couple of things. Number one, we've got a official ratification of the WNBA CBA by way of the Players Union. They released a statement. We will look at that. We've also got Alexa Philippou. Actually, I think this article was from Kendra Andrews about the expansion draft and what's going on there. We can't lose sight of the fact that there's only 5 players they can protect. Now, I'm going to tell you what's strange about this is that I don't know how the dynamics of this is going to work, and for some reason, nobody is talking about this part, that the fact that you're going to have over 100 free agents, but the expansion draft is going to be prior to that. So normally a team would protect, and they haven't officially come out and said they're protecting 5, but that's the way it was prior. Many, including ESPN, believes that's what's going to happen here. But I mean, like the Fever, Michaela Timpson, right? Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark. Everybody else is like free game. I mean, this is going to be interesting. And the previous CBA, I believe, allowed for just one unrestricted free agent to be signed by expansion squads. So how the hell is that going to work when you got over 100 players that are free agents? So, and that hasn't exactly been cleared up here. You know what I mean? I mean, the teams are supposed to, I believe, take from April 1st until right before the expansion draft and put together their protected list. What's it supposed to look like I guess Lexi Hull's a restricted free agent. I guess they could protect her. I guess they can protect players that were on their squad, but scheduled so they could, in theory, protect Sophie Cunningham or Kelsey Mitchell, even though this is where having an expansion draft, when you had to do a new CBA, has really effed a bunch of things up. So we'll get to that in a minute. The ratification statement put out by the WNBPA announced that with over 90% participation and a unanimous vote to approve, the players have ratified the terms of the 2026 collective bargaining agreement. This moment is the result of years of work and shared belief that as the league rises, so must the players. Too often, women have been told to be grateful for an opportunity. Here we go. You can't just stay on course about your CBA. It's got to turn. Anything involving the Players Association has got to turn into a social statement, a social movement, some kind of bullshit that doesn't have anything to do with actual just business. This union sees it differently. It is about knowing our worth and having the courage to demand more, not just for ourselves, but for those coming next. They are the most insufferable collection of athletes in any sport, folks. This is bigger than basketball. It shows what happens when women refuse to settle and claim what they have earned. It reaches beyond sports into workplaces everywhere, reinforcing what it means to be seen, respected, and compensated fairly for work you do. The transformational CBA delivers consequential economic progress and benefits that support players on and off the court. It builds a stronger foundation for today's players, the next generation, and those who help build the WNBA, blah, 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 blah. So the thing to have done would have been to cut out these 2 middle paragraphs and just move this second to last one up and then have that last little blurb, and that's it. And make it about basketball, make it about the actual CBA and the numbers, yada, 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 instead of this is what we deserve and all this other nonsense. God, stick a fork in my eye. Bam. Come on, folks. Seriously. So, Kendra Andrews put this out. I'm so used to it being Alexa Philippou. After 8 days of marathon negotiations, WNBA and Women's National Basketball Players Association agreed to a new CBA last week. Despite months of negotiations to reach this point, the previous CBA expired in October. Kathy Engelbert told reporters that the delay would not affect the opening date the league announced in February. She also said training camps are still set to begin April 19th, preseason games on April 25th. So, let's scroll down here. Sources told ESPN that neither the Toronto Tempo nor Portland Fire have received any rules or guidelines about how the expansion draft is going to work. So when I sit back and tell you I don't know, hell, the teams don't know. How could they have not had those regulations and those guidelines ready? Boom, the moment it's signed, they go off and it's created. I mean, they're the teams. So why would the league not have? Okay. Guys, there are times when the WNBA itself is a complete dumpster fire. The draft is scheduled for April 6th on ESPN. Well, there you go. It's going to be on ESPN. But it should be similar to how the Golden State Valkyries conducted their expansion draft in December of 2024. The 13 previously existing teams will be allowed to protect a group of players. The expectation that the number will be 5, sources told ESPN. The Tempo and the Fire then take turns selecting players who were left unprotected until they get to 12. According to this year's schedule, teams will use April 1 through the 5th to finalize player protections before the draft on April 6th. A coin flip will determine which of the teams will select first, sources said. The team does not pick first during the expansion draft will get the number 6 pick in the college draft, and the other will get the 7th. One wrinkle of this year's expansion draft, front offices are still trying to figure out how they will navigate picking free agents. In 2024, Golden State was allowed to draft only one unrestricted free agent, but the majority of the players are unrestricted free agents this offseason, which would limit the number of players available to be taken. Exactly. I don't know what's going to happen. It sounds like total chaos. I would almost think you would have rather had free agency and then the expansion draft, and then the free agents are now on your team. So obviously you got to make a choice to decide whether to protect that person you just invested in. The problem is the whole team is nearly people you just invested in. How in the hell is this going to work? You know what? This is chaos. That's all there is to it. It is chaos. So they're going to have to do something about the unrestricted regulations. Who do you protect when you only have 3 players or 4 players on the team? I don't know if they're, let's see, let's say they core Kelsey Mitchell. So, and we're just talking fever. Clark, Boston, Michaela Timpson, Lexi Hull, restricted free agent. They could let her walk because I think she's going to command and get offered a contract that the Fever are going to have to think twice about. And then Mitchell. So that's 5 players right there. What do you do about everybody else? You've got to sign everybody else. So how do you protect players that haven't signed with your team yet? This is really odd. The CBA getting done as late as it did in a year where you have 2 expansion teams coming. This may have caused some serious issues. It sounds like a major problem. Tell me what you think. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.